even old teaching that, you know, that rock and roll was invented by the devil. I mean, the truth is, 12-bar blues came out of the black church in America.
Exactly.
And I think today, in the late 90s, approaching the end of this second millennium, which is an awesome time to be living in.
Right.
It seems to me, with the ministers I speak to, there's a new model to emerge. Whether it's going to be the model, which I doubt, but there's new models emerging where God's saying, I'm going to use that sound, I'm going to use that person. I want to do it this way, and people go, what?
Yes.
Because we've been called to be salt of the earth and light to the earth, haven't we?
Yeah, you see, and that model is not the model that the church has molded. See, that's what's making everybody freak out, excuse the expression, because they have a mold. You know that most of the hymns that come out of this nation, the music to those hymns came out of the pubs.
That's right.
You know, people don't realize that. And so now we're moving into this next realm, and they're going, oh, that's ungodly music. There is no such thing as ungodly music. You know, and when we can get that revelation, then music will not be a problem to the church. It will be an asset to the church. Of course, you see, this is what the devil's trying to do. Satan hates unpredictability. So anything that he can control is more acceptable to him. Now, if he can get us to control our environment, control our music environment, you know, with the 3 hymns or the 4 choruses or whatever, if he can get us to control that, then we're in the same boat he's in. We're in that position of control. But now you get the prophetic expressions, and now you start playing, and you just start moving in God, and suddenly everything that you practiced is out the window, and you're moving in a whole nother expression. Well, now you're spontaneous, you're not in control, the Holy Ghost is in control, and now God's got the reins of the whole situation.
If you had one thing to say to Europe as a whole, to the ministers of Europe, to the nations.
One of the things, as I've traveled around, I've been in 41 nations now, and for many years there seems to have been a blanket that has rested over Europe and Eastern Europe as well, that has held the church captive from an expression that God has desired for it to have. But I really believe that there is a penetration through the atmosphere now that is going to change the church world of Europe. The greatest revivals ever came out of Europe. And then there was this death that seemed to come to the church, but God's breathing life on Europe once again. And every nation throughout this whole great continent is going to see an awakening, a move of God. We've got to get away from the control issue. I believe that all over there are pockets of pastors and leaders that are sensing the same thing we're talking about right now, where there's going to be this explosion of God all over Europe, and nation by nation is going to fall into the hands of God. I believe that revival is coming to Europe again. Now this place, although a lot of preachers have written it off, I believe that revival is coming back to this continent, and we're going to see some of the most dynamic expressions of God be birthed in the nations of Europe. 1983, God told me that England was going to be a key in the revival. In 83, I came to England for the first time in 1991, and in the last 2 years I have sensed an incredible bubbling in my spirit to know that this blanket that's been there is starting to move. That's why God's brought prophets from around the world, to punch a hole in the atmosphere. You know, we have to punch that hole through, and that hole is being punched through not only in England, but all the way through Europe as well. So get ready. I want to encourage pastors, get ready to grab a hold of what God's doing. But remember, the church is founded on the apostles and the prophets, Jesus Christ being the chief cornerstone.
Right.
He wants to sit on stone.